Good morning, students. I hope you all are keeping well at home. And now I'm going to tell you about the chapter, the Indian Constitution, that is chapter number 5 of class 5th, Social Studies. Okay, so till chapter 4, we have completed our chapters. We also had small test. Now we'll start with chapter number 5, that is the Indian Constitution. In this chapter, students, we'll be discussing few points. Like first, we'll discuss the introduction of the chapter, then fundamental rights, fundamental duties, directive principles, points to remember, and at the last, we'll see new words of these chapters, which you can learn and you can use it later on whenever you feel like. So the first we'll start with the introduction of the chapter, that is the Indian Constitution. So my dear students, we all know we were ruled by Britishers for a very long period of time, and when we got independence in 1947, with the help of our many great leaders, freedom fighters like Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Jawaharlal Nehru, we got independence in 1947, and we have again, we came in the glory with complete freedom from British people. Then after that, the main thing needed in the country was how to run the country, what all rules and regulations should be there to run the country. So for that we needed so when India got independence from the British in 1947, the government needed a set of rules and regulations to run the country. So some of the few leaders of our country, they were selected and they were given the task to form a set of rules and to form certain guidelines, certain rules for our country, for the people of the country, so that we can all follow it. So that is the constitution. That is all we call in constitution, and in Hindi, like what we say संविधान, भारत का संविधान, right? So what is the constitution? So constitution are the set of rules, okay, are guidelines which are being set for the country, that is called constitution. Okay, so then you can see on the screen the Indian Constituent Assembly formed a drafting committee headed by the father of Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, to prepare a draft constitution. Okay, it's given, you can see in the screen. Okay, then the Constitution of India came into the force on January 26, 1950. So we got independence from British people in 1947, and we got our constitution, our rules and regulation and guideline on January 26, 1950. We celebrate this day as our Republic Day every year. Okay, we celebrate Republic Day in our school, in the whole country. So we celebrate this as a Republic Day every year. So you can go through the complete paragraph. Okay, it's given over there. Then there is the introduction to the Constitution. Okay, the introduction to the Constitution is called preamble. What is a preamble? It is the introduction to the Constitution. Okay, so the preamble to the Indian Constitution is an introductory statement about India. It describes, so what preamble describes, that is, it describes India as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. Okay, so these are the main pillars, or you can say main points of the constitution. The first is sovereignty, that means supreme. India is free from control of any other country. We are free, our whole country is free. We are not governed with any other, or we are not ruled by any other country. So that is called sovereignty. Then we have socialist, that means equality. Okay, that means people are all people, those who are living in our country are equal, no matter from which religion they belong, or they are rich or poor, we all are equal. Then secular means India has no state religion. Okay, we don't have any in state religion. All people of India are free to follow the religion or belief of their choice. Then democratic means that people have right to choose their representative in the form of government, like we have elections, right? So at the time of election, we have right to select our own candidate, right? That is called democratic, and India is the largest democracy in the world. So India is the largest democracy in the world. And the last we have republic, that means the head of the state is elected by the people for a fixed tenure. Head of the state means prime minister and the president. They have been selected. The president of India is selected as the head of the country for a term of 5 years. So the head of our India is the president, and president works for complete 5 years. And after 5 years, again we have elections. Then we select new president, right, for our country. So these are the main points, or the preamble of our constitution. Then the constitution has also given us a few fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. So what are these? You can see in the block letters. That is the right to equality, right to freedom of speech, right to follow the religion of choice, right to justice, right to travel and live anywhere in the country, right to free and compulsory education till the age of 14, and right to select a profession. Okay, so these are the main fundamental rights, okay, for each and every person, those who are staying in the country. Okay, so first we'll discuss the right of equality. That is, everyone, you can see on the screen, everyone is equal. Okay, everyone is equal, whether rich or poor or belonging to any religion. Nobody is big, nobody is small, all are equal. Okay, in front of the country, or in front of the Constitution of India. Then second, we have right to freedom of speech, that everyone can express his or her views and ideas. Okay, nobody is bounded, nobody is bounded by anyone. Everybody have their right to express their views, point of views and ideas. Okay, everyone is free in the country. Right to follow the religion of choice. Okay, so we have so many religion in our country, so every individual have a right to choose their own religion. Okay, there is no foundation, there is no pressure on anyone to go for certain kind of religion. Anybody can choose any kind of religion. Then right to justice is every person would be heard in the court of law. Okay, so we have main courts like high courts and Supreme Court. Okay, so if you have certain case, if you have any problem, you have a right to go to high court first to appeal. Then after that, you can also go to Supreme Court to appeal your case. You have right to justice. Okay, there is no big and small, there is no certain religion, there is no rich and poor. Anybody can go and file the case. Okay, then right to travel and live anywhere in the country. That means you can travel wherever you want, you can live wherever you want, right? So you have a right. Then right to free and compulsory education till the age of 14. So till the age of 14 you have compulsory right that you can study. After that, it is all your wish, your decision what you want to do. But till the age of 14 you have free and compulsory education. You have a right for that. Okay. And the last one is right to select a profession, that is your job or your work, right? So a people of the country have the right to choose their own or choose any occupation. Okay. So these are the codes of to protect our fundamental rights. So these are the few fundamental rights which which is given by our constitution and which we can freely follow in our country, right? Okay. Then those were the fundamental rights. Now we have fundamental duties which we have to follow. Fundamental rights are given by the government or by the country, by the constitution, but fundamental duties has to follow has to be followed by us, right? We have to follow these rules if we want to stay in the country nicely as a good citizen of the country. We have to follow certain duties, right? Okay, so government, the constitution also have given us the fundamental duties. They are, you can see on the screen again. Along with the fundamental rights, the constitution also lists our certain duties. Some of these fundamental duties are: first, we must respect our constitution, its principles. We must respect the national flag and the national anthem. The people of this big and diverse country must be united and live in peace. Okay, we know India is a very big country, very diverse country, so many religion, so many cultures, but we have to remain united, right? There should be brotherhood everywhere. There should be love. We should be united every time. Then the fourth one is, in a time of danger, we must help the government in our own ways. Okay, we must treat everyone as equal. We must protect our environment. We must take care of public property which is being given by the government for your convenience. So we have to take care of that. Okay, we should not hurt or harm each other. So we should treat each and everyone nicely. We should stay with full unity, brotherhood. We should not harm each other. So these are the 8 fundamental duties which have been given by our government, and we have to follow it so that we can stay in the country nicely. Okay. Then after that fundamental duties, we have directive principles. So what are these principles? The constitution also lists some guidelines for the government. These are also known as directive principles. So constitution have guidelines for the people of our country, and they are sorry. So and they have given the guidelines for the government also. Now what government has to follow for the country, what they have to do, what things they have to follow. They are, the first one is, there are good living conditions for the people with all basic facilities like food, shelter and medical care. Okay, so government have to look after the living condition of the people. They should look after the food and the shelter and the medical care. Everybody is getting proper food, proper shelter, proper medical care or not. Okay. Second is everyone has a job. Okay, nobody should live behind. Everybody should get a job. And third one is, the rich do not exploit the poor. The rich people should not exploit the poor, means should not harm the poor or should not suppress the poor. Then the fourth one is, every child goes to school with compulsory education for children up to 14 years of age. So government also look after that. Every student, every kid should get basic education till the age of 14. Okay. So these rights and duties ensure that all the people of the country are looked after well. So this is the duty of the government. So to look after each and every people of the country. Okay, and these are the directive principles which have to be followed by our government. Okay, so very small chapter, but very important chapter. Okay, then at the end we have few points which we have learned in the chapter. They have given point wise. The first one is, the Constitution of India came into effect on January 26, 1950. Our constitution describes India as sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. We have already studied about it in the chapter. The people of the country have some fundamental rights. As we have fundamental rights, our constitution also lists some fundamental duties. We have gone through all the points. Then at the last, we have the constitution also lists some directive principle for the government, which are the guidelines for the government. So government has to look after all the directive principles to take care of the people of our country. Okay, so these are the few points to remember. Then we have new words. Constitution, as we have already discussed, a set of rules according to which government governs a country. Okay, what do you mean by republic? Republic means country governed by representative elected by the people. I have told you about the election part, right? We elect our own representative, and that representative work for our own welfare. Okay. Then after that we have fundamental rights, rights that the citizens of our country enjoy. So we have discussed so many fundamental rights, and we can enjoy those rights in our country. Then we have public property. What are they? The property that are maintained by the government and can be used by everyone, such as buses, trains, railway stations, bus stands, etc., and public paths, road, public toilets, and so on. So all these properties are being provided by the government for the people of the country, so that they can easily live their life, and we have to take care of that. It is our duty. It is of each and every individual's duty to look after this public property. I hope, students, you have understood the chapter. It's a very small chapter, but yet very important chapter. So go through the chapter once again nicely. Go through all the points to remember, new words, everything. Now I'll start with the exercise of the chapter. Okay, the first is the fill in the blanks. Okay, the first is India got independence from the British in 1947. We got independence from the British. We all know that. Our constitution is a set of rules according to which government governs a country. Okay, so we have already studied about it, about the constitution. Sovereign means supreme. Okay, supreme leader or sovereign means supreme. Our constitution gives us certain fundamental rights. So fundamental rights are given by our constitution. The constitution also lists some guidelines for the government. Okay, so that is called guidelines for the government. Okay, so these are the fill in the blanks. Now let's go through the true and false. India has the longest written constitution in the world. That is correct. True. Democratic means India has no state religion. That is false. In India, nobody can express his or views and ideas. That is false. We have a right to express our views and ideas. So it is false. We must take care of the public property. We must take care of the public property. Yes, it is true. Just hang on. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. There was a slight mistake, typing mistake. So let's do again the true and false. The first one is India has the longest written constitution in the world. That is true. Democratic means India has no state religion. That is false. In India, nobody can express his or her view and ideas. That is false. We must take care of the public property. That is true. We should take care of that. And we must treat everyone as equal. That is true. Okay, so these are the true and false. You can go through and you can learn it properly. Okay. Then we have the question answers. Question answers, I have mentioned all the question answers over here. You can go through it one by one. You can read it, you can learn it nicely. Okay, if any problem you find, you can just text me, you can call me, you can text me. So this video I will upload in our school website as soon as possible. So you can go there, you can look there, you can go through the complete chapter number 5, and you have my number. So please don't waste time, and please take care of yourself, please take care of your family, don't go out, right? And please study well, and I'll be uploading other chapters as soon as possible. So all the best. Take care.